Here is section 1.2, solving multi-step equations with distribution. The essential question: how can you solve a multi-step equation? How can you check the reasonableness of your solution? So I get really picky about how to do these. So we're going to work on this little side part over here before we do too much. So I'm going to go through both parts at the same time. So we still know simplify, identify, perform, check. Those are our 4 steps. So you've done distribution before. We are going to do distribution again, but I get really picky because in 8th grade, one of the biggest things is that you start getting more signs with it. You get more negative signs, which makes you make more mistakes. If you do it my way, you won't make the mistakes. So there we go. Okay, here we go. So this guy, we have 2 times. So here's our 2 times whatever is inside parentheses stays inside. So that looks like this. We have 2 times whatever's inside parentheses stays inside. Bring down the sign. Now that means this sign, and generally we're working down. So bring down the sign right here. And then again, we have 2 times whatever's inside parentheses stays inside. So we've got 2 times what's inside is the 5x. Then we just have 4 and equals -8. So next step, simplify. Okay, first this was simplify. Now we're going to keep simplifying. So 2 times 1 is 2 minus, then we have 2 times 5 is 10, so I have 10x, and then plus 4 equals -8. Now remember, whatever is in front is the sign that stays with it, with each term. So this guy doesn't have a sign, this guy has a sign, and this guy has a sign. Now I said that first guy doesn't have a sign, but he really does have a sign. What's his sign? Good, you said positive. I knew you did. Okay, plus sign. So simplify. Do I have anything to combine with my -10x? Nope. It's the only one that has a variable. So we're going to take him and put him out in front. And that negative stays with him. Then I've got +2 and +4. So you put those together, you get 6. Now at this point is where you do your do and undo. Because we're in the form of variable plus a number equals a number. So that's where we're at. So we come over here and we do our do and undo, which is what we've been doing this whole time. So what's going on with each number on the same side as the variable? So -10, we have multiply by -10. So how do I undo multiply? I do division. Then I have add 6. So I undo by doing subtract 6. And we're always using SADMEEP. So which one comes first? Subtraction's going to come first. Then division. Sorry, that was dark. Okay. So my steps. Subtract 6 from where? Both sides. This guy, we have opposites, so we know there. And over here, I can add these 2, so I have -14. So I have -8 plus -6. Now, that's my subtract. Next I'm going to do divide. So divide both sides by -10. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. Any number divided by itself is my 1x. And then on this side, I have 14 over 10. Well, that quite frankly is ugly. But you all know, look, I have two even numbers. So I'm going to divide top and bottom both by a 2. And that's going to give me x equals 7/5. Now, I am going to leave it as 7/5 to do my check step because that will make my life so much easier. So, check step. Always do the check step in the original equation. So I start over 2 times 1 minus 5 times. Now here I'm going to put my 7/5. Hopefully you'll catch on why I said leave it as an improper fraction there. Question mark equals -8. So now every whole number has what on the bottom? Good. It's got a 1. We are back to doing PEMDAS. Okay. Solving, we're using SADMEEP. Simplifying, we're using PEMDAS. So parentheses. Inside the parentheses, which I left off a bracket, inside the parentheses, we've got to simplify that first. So I've got 5 times 7 on top and 5 times 1 on the bottom. So I have 2 times 1 minus 35 over 5. Okay, 35 divided by 5 gives me 7, and 1 minus 7 is -6. Remember, you can do 2 steps without writing it down. So now I've got 2 times -6, because I've done parentheses. I don't have any exponents. Now I have multiplication. So 2 times -6 is -12. -12 plus 4 is -8. Check, and we're not going to box yet. We're going to write this as x equals 5 goes into 7 once. It starts with a 5 on the bottom, so it stays there. 5 goes into 7 once with 2 left over. So x equals 1 2/5. Okay, that seemed like a super long problem, but I promise you they're usually not this long. It was just getting you through those steps. So over and over and over and over again, you're going to be saying this. Okay, number 2. I've got 2 times whatever's inside parentheses stays inside. Then it's bring down the sign. Then I've got 2 times whatever's inside parentheses stays inside. And then just write the rest of the equation. So plus 9 equals 19. Okay, we're doing our solving step, but the first thing you've got to do is simplify. So you've got to get everything simplified on both sides before you can do your do and undo. So I've got 2 times 4x, which is 8x, minus 2 times 11, 22. Plus 9 equals 19. Now, I look for my like terms on the left-hand side. My 8x, I've got nobody else with it. My -22 and my +9, because I have to keep the sign that's in front with it. So -22 plus 9 is -13 equals 19. Now I can do my do and undo. So I come over here. I'm going to put a line here. Do and undo. So on the side with the variable, because I have, again, variable and a number equals a number. So what's going on between the 8 and the x? I've got multiply by 8. How do I do multiply by 8? I do divide by 8. Okay, so then I've got what's going on between the x and the 13. That's subtract 13, so I undo with an add 13. This one is SADMEEP. So what's first? Add will be before division. So I'm going to do add 13 to both sides. Good. These are opposites. So I have 8x equals 32. Got that done. So now I'm going to do divide both sides by 8. So any number divided by itself gives me my 1. 8 goes into 32 4 times. Now we're going to go do our check step. See, this is taking far less time. Second time through. Okay, but our check step has to go into the original equation. So it's PEMDAS, and it's the original equation. So I have 2 times 4, and then what I think my answer should be, which is 4 minus 11, oops, that's a bracket, sorry, plus 9, question mark, equals 19. So where do we start with PEMDAS? We're going to start with parentheses. We have work inside the parentheses, so we're going to work on that. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 11 is 5. There's my 2 steps I can do. Okay, then I have 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 9, 19 equals 19. Check and box. Okay, so at this point, what I want you to do is stop the video and go through and try to do number 3 on your own. Then come back and see if you did all the steps. So good job, guys.